at Radnor Activity Center at Sulpizio Gymnasium right here in downtown Wayne. This is basically a gymnasium space that we lease from Radnor Township School District. It's a lease that we engaged in back in 2006, 2007. And today we have pickleball program that's going on with our adult population. They play a few days a week. It's a program that we've been running since back in the spring of 2015, something that's really been growing in popularity. It's kind of a hybrid between ping pong, paddleball, tennis, and badminton. So there's a lot of things that are kind of going on at once, but it's basically tennis really being played with a different scoring system that's specific to pickleball.
One game is 11 points. You win, in most cases you win by one, so you can win 11-10. Some places will play that you have to win by 2 points, but it depends on how many people are waiting to play. You alternate serves, so you start serving on one side and you score by telling the score and then referring to yourself as either 1 or 2, because both players will serve on a turn. So if I start serving and we miss the point, then my partner gets to serve. And then if he misses his point, then the other side gets to serve. A ball should be mostly like tennis, hit the ground, one bounce, that's it. Now there is an area about 6 feet on each side of the net that you can't step in unless the ball bounces in there first, and that's called the kitchen. You're not allowed to go in the kitchen unless the ball bounces in there first. There is volleying, but the reason for that is that you're far enough away from the net that you can't dominate a game by playing right up against the net, as you might in tennis. You get points only when you're serving, and otherwise it's very much like tennis. And ping pong, I guess people have compared it to also.
The skills are transferable, and a lot of tennis players who are coming in are like thrilled to find out that they could be good very fast in pickleball. The other group that is serving are seniors who are not running as fast, jumping as high, and it's great exercise. Very good socially, very nice people, always saying good shot, and sitting down and talking about their children or their careers they had or where they vacation. So it's a very social activity. The last thing that's good about pickleball to me is that when you have injuries like joint replacements, it's hard to cover the tennis court, but it's very easy to cover the pickleball court. So that makes a difference when people thought, oh, my career is over in racket sports, but it's not when you get to pickleball. And you can play singles or doubles.
It's probably not as stressful as other sports. You know, I play tennis, and tennis you're doing a little bit more running. This is less running, and it's a smaller court. My wife has never been interested in going to Florida, but 2 summers ago she said, you know, I like this pickleball so much I could go to Florida. So that opened it up for us, and she loves it down there playing pickleball. So, you know, it is more of a senior game, but all the tournaments have young kids in it also.
Pickleball actually is one of the fastest growing sports going on right now in the U.S. I think I've read some reports from the U.S. Pickleball Association that says it's grown in the last 5 years alone by over 600%, which is huge. A lot of the growth in most of the recent years has been at the younger levels. I know we're working on starting some youth programming coming on this spring and this summer. But no, it's really, it's not a retirement, older person's, type of sport. It's really something that's for everyone. Again, I think it, kind of started and became more popular in some retirement communities, so it has a little bit of that branding. But I think we see the sport now trickling down into a lot of the younger ages. Believe it or not, there's competitive pickleball that goes on all across the world internationally, and it's really played by all ages.
There are a number of professional tournaments. The 2 big ones down in Naples, Florida in April is a huge tournament. East Naples Park has 54 courts. At least they did last year, and they were building more. So they play there, a big tournament in April. And then in November, the Indian Wells Tennis Garden, where they have a big tennis tournament, professional tennis tournament. There in March, they repaint all their tennis courts and turn them into pickleball courts for November and have a huge tournament there. And then as soon as that tournament's over, they repaint the lines for tennis again. So there are a number of big tournaments. And there are a lot of local tournaments too. Brandywine Youth Club in Concordville has tournaments. Green Valley up in Plymouth White Marsh has tournaments. And then there are the senior games every year, the Delaware County Senior Games, Montgomery County Senior Games. So there's a lot of tournaments if you're interested in that.
And we have some players just recently that played in a big tournament in Florida. And 2 of our players won a bronze medal, and 1 of our players won a silver medal in a singles tournament. So some of our guys, although we're not professional, I don't know if there's money. There may be money in some of these tournaments, but mostly it's for fun. We all know each other. If somebody new comes in, they're welcome to play. We have a new guy here this morning that hasn't been here before. So we get them to sign up and put them on the court. And as I say, it's social. I don't think people go home and say, gee, I won 3 games and lost 4 games or whatever. Personally don't even think about that once I'm out of here.
As a department, with our recreation department at the township, we try to be forward-thinking. We're always trying to understand what's going on in the field, learn about the trends that are happening nationwide, learn about the things and the vibes that's going on in our community. What are the recreational, programming features, event features, things that people are grabbing towards, and find ways to take advantage of those. For us, if you're just staying status quo, you're going backwards. So we're always trying to think forward, think about how we can bring great things to the community.